Kane, it's 1-0. We're fucking down. 13th in the championship. The takeover happened, as I said it would. People will be... Oh, when have we got Leeds? Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well. This will be the second time you will see me today, and then again tonight at 10 p.m. with myself, Andrea, Lockie, and Joe joining us as well. There'll be no final word tonight, just with it being the Carabao Cup. Who really cares? We don't need to go over it. Leeds battered them. We got beat on penalties. It is what it is. At the minute, it is all about transfer news, both incomings and quite a lot of outgoings by the looks of it. Leeds are very, very busy. I just wanted to update you from what we spoke about this morning. Obviously, this morning, the first links about Werder Bremen's Ilia Gruev really came to light. However, it looks like that one's a lot further down the line than any of us expected. We ended the last video, if you remember, with him being omitted from training at Werder Bremen and people from the club coming out and saying he's looking, he's looking at signing for a new club. Well, that club looks like it's going to be Leeds. Bulgarian international Norfolk and Change says yes, it's looking good. Lil Mo Yin Yang says dream team tonight. It will be dream team tonight. We do need a left back because, as has transpired over the last couple of hours, I think it's 24 48, but it's not. This is what I mean. It's going to be so fast paced at the minute. Basically, Luke Thomas looks like he's on his way to Sheffield United, the law of the Premier League. I'm convinced at this stage that Leicester City have had a hand in this. Did say earlier on, and I said it last night as well to people, that Leicester were seeing if there's any other offers from outside of the division. Yeah. And it looks like Sheffield United have said, yeah, we'll take him. So it looks like we're not getting Luke Thomas. At this stage, just go get Charlie Taylor. Just go get Charlie Taylor. It just makes perfect bloody sense. Let's be honest. Let's talk a little bit, though, about Ilia Gruev. So he's a DM, right? We were unsure, I was saying earlier, but if you look at his position map, and Andrea, I've been tracking what they've been saying and what everyone's thoughts are on Twitter. Is he going to go with two deep-lying midfielders, two sixes, if you like, for like a proper 4-2-3-1, if that makes sense? No sort of hybrid role. Just two sitting midfielders, or is he expecting Ampadu to play a little bit further forward? But it looks like Gruev is a number 6, a DM. So it's going to be interesting to see how that transpires. Will it just be a straight swap replacement for Ethan Ampadu if Ethan Ampadu's injured or something? But I can't see it because he's coming from a Werder Bremen side that's played a lot. He's played a lot of football. He didn't start every game, but he's played a lot of football. Again, I'd say he's not coming here to be a number, to be a sub. But then again, who would have thought Darlow would be doing that? Because it looks like Darlow is going to be doing that. John H says, I think Ampadu has the ability to play higher up. That's fair. But like Professor says there, two CDM pivots with an 8 or a 10 in front, Joe. And yeah, exactly that. And we need to see who that 8/10 is. We do need bodies there because Ayo Tanaka is in a similar mold, I believe. I've not seen him, so tell me if I'm wrong, people. I'm not professing to know here, but I believe Ayo Tanaka is in a similar sort of profile. Obviously, we can chat about this more in depth a little bit later on when we're joined by the absolute boffins and knowledgeable football fanatics that are Andrea and Lockie, legends, pair of them, and Jer will be coming in as well. Not that he doesn't know ball, because he does. Greenwood to Middlesbrough, yeah. Listen, this seems like Leeds are willing to listen to a lot of offers for a lot of players that are on the periphery of the squad. Joffrey could be sent out on loan. Greenwood sent out on loan. There's a piece there done by Phil Hay just recently saying that they're willing to listen to offers for JB, for Cody Drame, and many others. I think Leo might leave, but then again, it depends if we get a left back. What's quite interesting on that, and it's the madness in which we had our pants pulled down when you think about the Calvin Phillips deal. Not when we could have maybe got Lavia, and we ended up paying for JB. And people say that wasn't actually part of the deal, Joe. It was separate, yeah, but we paid for it. Come on, we'll give you JB for 5 million. That's what it is. Interesting that no Lewis Bay. I just think that's a given. That he'll exit because he's not had any minutes whatsoever. We know that Cody Drama, he's not going to be sticking around, is he, for sure? Obviously, Luke Thomas, he looks like he's on his way to Sheffield United. That's a disappointing turn of events. We know now as well that we're not getting Nat Phillips. I don't think any of us towards the last few weeks expected us to do it, but Nat Phillips is on his way to Glasgow to finalise a season-long loan move to Celtic. So it's clear Leeds United were happy enough with Rodon. Let me just catch up on everything Leeds United. I just want to, because I've been out all day with my kids, so it's been a bit of a mad one, to be honest. I'm just going to have a look because there was another article that was done earlier on. Unless it's all on the transfer page. Yeah, it is. Let me just go to Twitter to go through the respective ones. Just bear with me one moment. So yeah, Sam Greenwood. This was just updated an hour ago, and I'll share this with you so you can get a look at it. Lewis O'Brien may be on his way to Middlesbrough as well. I've seen that Wanderlust actually. Leeds Greenwood set for Middlesbrough loan. Middlesbrough set to sign Sam Greenwood from Leeds United on a season-long loan. Obviously, Sam Greenwood's from Sunderland. Greenwood is not in manager Daniel Farke's immediate plans. The midfielder came on as a substitute in only his second appearance of the season. Hjelde, this is the main bit here, look. Hjelde, Darko, JB and Cody Drama are among other Leeds players who could leave Ellen Road before Friday's transfer deadline. I think Leo goes to Italy, Cody Drama, wherever, I'm not sure, probably in the Championship somewhere. Genuinely, maybe League One or something. Maybe it might just be a loan. He's still got a long time left on his contract, but it does show we did really get the piss taken out of us with that Calvin Phillips deal, if I'm being totally honest. But we moved, don't we? What can we do? But yeah, Leeds United, after confirming Spence this morning, are very busy. In the new Leicester Athletic article, it mentions us inquiring for Thomas. No mention of Sheffield United. I mean, it did come from Football Insider. I hope I'm wrong. Let me see what was said by my man Locks earlier on, because I was laughing at him because Harwood Bellis is not going to Leicester, is he? They can't afford his wages or something like that. Kelechi and Acho might be leaving as well. But yeah, the piece was Peter O'Rourke. It's probably bullshit, but it says, understand Sheffield United have won the race for Leicester City defender Luke Thomas on loan. That was the piece that I seen earlier on. So we'll have to wait and see, if that is true. Let's hope it's not. Vonderlust says, apparently we pulled out of the Thomas deal when we got Spence, as Farke seems him on the left so he can cut inside and shoot. Farke also wants Ayling to remain right back as senior member and captain. Vonderlust, you're in the chat. Where have you heard that from? I know you'll be in the chat somewhere. Where are you? I've seen you in the chat. Here we go. I don't know who this is about, but you've put on Twitter that he sees him playing from the left. Where have you read that? What happened to Luke Thomas already being signed? Yeah, that's a good point, Damar. The guy that said it. Yeah. No, I don't want Spence on the left either, and I don't think that's right. But someone's asked Vonderlust, is that what you're saying? But it's written. There you go. Look, ITK. We'll see. And that's a she, actually. It's a she. I seen her having a debate with someone the other day. Actually, it's a she. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. No one reliable says it. Maybe the Luke Thomas deal isn't off. I hope it's not, because I think, okay, there may be better left backs out there, but I'd just like to see a specialist left back come in. Spence on one side, another left back on the other. If it's Charlie Taylor, if it's Luke Thomas, it improves what we've got, and we need that. We also need a couple more midfielders, not just one. Kenny McLean, bid rejected. It looks like he's going nowhere. Obviously, I'm not sure if the signature of if we do get it over the line, Ilia Gruev, if that's how I pronounce it, if that's enough, I don't think it is. I definitely don't think it is. So we need more bodies, even if I don't know if we'll go for Ayo Tanaka now. I can't see that. But maybe Gruev and additional. We've tried for Kenny McLean. Still Kamara's there, waiting like a puppet on a string. Do you know what I mean? I think Graham Smith actually mentioned something earlier on in a piece he did again. I haven't had the chance to read through it all, but he says, as Chris Dawkes from ITV reported this morning, which was where it originally broke, Ilia Gruev is on the list. Daniel Farke driving the interest. One of the few Leeds haven't pulled the trigger on Kamara, which really does make you wonder. It's been weeks, ins, outs, and shakes it all about. But we've said that, right? We said that on a number of occasions. The fact that Leeds United have still not brought him in, then why? Why isn't it? Why? What are they waiting for? They're looking for other options. So it's clear he's further down, the pecking order in terms of who we waiting to land, I guess. But yeah, that is true. Locks told me this thing as well, but I'm not sure. Gone quiet on the Stoke left back. Yeah, exactly. Which is what was his name now? I forget. Who was it now? I forgot his name now. The Stoke left back, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But Kamara, if they can get that done, we still need bodies for me. I'd like to see Gruev. I'd like to see Kamara. Ayo Tanaka, just bring some people into the football club. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not enough with the midfield we've got. We've just Ampadu and Gray, and no one really outside of that that's ready. I'm just looking at the YEP piece now just to see what it says. Werder Bremen's Gruev is one of a number of target Leeds have highlighted for the deep-lying midfield position. Kamara has been an option for weeks, and yet for whatever reason, Leeds have not pulled the trigger. Kamara's boss at Ibrox, Michael Beale, has made no secret of the fact that Kamara's future lies elsewhere. £5 million deal if it is to happen. Nothing really on Gruev. Leeds are looking to do permanent business in that area of the pitch. So we've got Jed Spence on Wednesday. Are they talking about the fullback? Yeah. Spence is a loan arrival. Leicester's, so it does say so Sam Byram as a pair, their injury records and the groin problem due to Byram picked up at Ipswich made a loan move for Luke Thomas more appealing. Leicester City's unwillingness to bolster a promotion rival is a stumbling block, and the Whites are continuing to monitor the 22-year-old situation. So I just think with that in mind, and if you remember, I did tell you I received a message yesterday, and I'd mentioned on the stream that Luke Thomas was keen on the deal. Leeds were obviously keen on Luke Thomas, but Leicester would have preferred him to go outside of the division because it is strengthening a rival, and it looks like they might have got their wish when Sheffield United have said, yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, definitely. So we'll have to wait and see. If we go after another left back, we should do. The fact that the club are willing to listen to offers for Hjelde, for Drame and others, but Hjelde being the main one in this little bit, is the fact that they should and will be looking at another left back. And ultimately, Charlie Taylor's available. He's not been in the Burnley squads. Bring him home. Bring him home if you like, because like I say, Hjelde's not it. Struggled. Jamie Shackleton can fill in there on Saturday. Spence at right back. I mean, you could, and I know Vonderless mentioned this, but you might see Spence filling at left back. You might see him filling at left back while we wait for a left back, or if they get up to speed. I guess we'll know if we've got a left back at that point anyway, because the window's shut. So we'll have to wait and see. Firpo is, he's done out here. He's Firpo. Obviously, it's key that we keep on to key personnel as well, Sinisterra and co. If we can keep hold of them, it'd be absolutely fantastic. Whether or not we will is a different matter. Yeah, we know about Amiri, don't we? Amiri, he's back in training with Leverkusen. That one's gone cold. We don't need to know about him. I'm just checking the latest Leeds United news, folks, just to see if there's anything further to update. Obviously, Sky Sports just reporting as Phil here earlier on. And to be honest, it originally broke over in Sky Sports Germany, Florian Plettenberg, and another one who I tweeted. I forget his name, but I remember Smarty calling him a German Callum Best or something. They had a little to in and throw in. It was quite funny. But yeah, Plettenberg reported that the transfer fee for the Bulgarian international could be around about 5 million. Describing the deal as hot, said Florian Plettenberg. It's quite interesting because obviously that's a similar sort of amount to what Kamara is. So for me, I think the club would prefer Gruev over Kamara. And I still think we might see some loans come in late from Premier League clubs. And I'm talking like youngsters. I'm talking youngsters that might be available from Premier League clubs. Raksaki, for example, other names that are there. I think Tommy Doyle's going to Wolves now as part of the move for Mateus Nunes to go to City, etc. So, but there are other loans out there that Leeds United could dip into to help fill out the squad. But we need proper first-team players at the minute. We need one at left-back. We need some more bodies in centre midfield. We need a creative number 10. Anything outside of that. Buonanotte, potentially, he was available for loan, but obviously they got an injury to Enciso, which now means I think they brought someone in and they're listening to offers to El Zate, who is someone that Lockie mentioned quite some time ago, who a lot of people would have been, on board with, who plays at Brighton, but apparently Fiorentina, etc. So, yeah, we'll have to follow it through. It's going to be busy today, tomorrow, and of course on Friday when the deadline ends at 11 o'clock. You can catch it all on the Just Joe Football Show for sure. So I think, hopefully we'll see a breakthrough with Gruev tonight, and we'll wait and see what happens there. Darren Whitcop, who's a reporter on the Norwich side of things, he says Norwich will step up a chase for new striker this week amid fears Josh Sargent will be out for a while. Remember them? Same Football Insider actually that told us about Josh Sargent, so maybe don't believe him on Luke Thomas, although I think I'd do on this scenario. But it says Norwich are also keen to keep Kenny McLean, who remains on Leeds' radar despite a £3 million bid rejected. We believe it to be 4. He's played under Farker before, but I think the fact they've rejected that, I don't think Leeds will go back in there for a move on Kenny McLean, to be honest. We'll have to wait and see. But it's clear they want to bolster the midfield. And I'll see if we do get Ilia Gruev come in. I'm happy that Daniel Farker's the ones pushing this. Clearly, he rates him, he likes him, wants to bring him in, having spent time in Germany. He'll have seen him up close and personal. But I think Gruev won't be the only one. I expect extra bodies in midfield. And that's why, for me, we've been casting the net far and wide and looking at a number of options, because we've bid for Gruev, we've bid for McLean. Apparently, there was a deal there for Kamara. Our man Tiff told us he'd already had his medical, right? So I don't know what's happened there. But yeah, let's see what else is being said. Luke Thomas, they're reporting something about him being a target for Man United, but I think that was a bit of a wild one, wasn't it? But yeah, this is in Leeds all over, just saying that Leeds United have been interested in signing Leicester City fullback Luke Thomas, but have missed out with a move to Sheffield United edging closer. That's disappointing, but it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see who the next left back Leeds United are linked to, if you like. So we'll wait and see, because I think they will go out and get a left back. Another left back is needed, for sure. A proper specialist left back, because we haven't had one since forever, have we? The last one we signed was of course Junior Firpo, but prior to that, long time coming. So We'll have to wait and see. But for me, left back needed. Left back needed. We need more midfielders. I'd take 4 of them, me, but 2 or 3. And then we need a 10. We really, really need a 10. The Paintsil thing, Jack, it's gone really, really quiet. It's gone really, really quiet on Joseph Paintsil. Again, though, this could be a tactic being employed by Leeds United. Because if it gets closer to the window, we know, look what happened with Rafinha. None of us knew about Rafinha. We'd inquired about him, and then right towards the end of the window, they get on the phone to Victor and say he's available. And we get that deal done. So the Paintsil deal, for me, isn't dead in the water yet. It's just gone very, very quiet. It's not like the Amiri one where someone's come out and said, you know, it's off. It's off. If yeah, but Russ Berron doesn't know, does he? But we'll see. We'll see. Jamie says, if Gruev and Ampadu are the pivot, a 10 is even more important. Yes. Your mate in Belgium says we haven't responded to Genk's counter offer. There you go then. Joe, they said they were spending the best till last. Is there a surprise waiting? Yeah, potentially. Could be the case. What does that mean, Jamie, though, for Gray? What does it mean for Gray? Are we going to start to reduce his minutes? If we're going to have just Gruev and Ampadu in there? Will we reduce his minutes? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see what transpires in that area of the pitch. Bob says, I think Farker fancies Somerville as the 10. I think he's playing him out of there necessity. But yeah, I hear what you're saying in terms of Gray, manages minutes, etc. He's only 17. He's been amazing up to this point, hasn't it? But he deserves to keep his place. I wouldn't want to see him as the number 10. I prefer him picking it up in deeper areas, in tighter areas, and getting out of there. I like seeing him from a defensive standpoint. There was a move yesterday where he picked it up in the right back spot and beat about 3 people. But yeah, you agree with you. He's a young lad. He needs to look after him. And if that means, you know, he has some time on the sideline. No, we do need to look after him, because look at players that get beasted from a young age. They end up broken. They end up broken. There is so many young stars that, you know, we overhype and we play them every single minute, not just at Leeds, everywhere, and they end up broken. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm still convinced there's a big outgoing. It could even be Rutter if we get close to if we get closer to the money we want. Yeah, Pirro is a 9. He did play in the 10. He did play in the 10 the other day with Rutter ahead of him, and it was quite interchangeable. But there's going to be many, many twists and turns to come yet. Joseph Paintsil isn't dead, you know. Yeah, Jamie, Lewis Cook was phenomenal. Absolutely unbelievable. El said, hopefully it's Nonto. I don't want Nonto to exit. You rip it up in this division. I prefer Cree. I prefer Cine. So if you were to ask me, who would I... To be honest, if you were to put them all in a line and said, who would you be willing to let go, it would be Rutter. It would be Rutter. Out of Nonto, out of Somerville and Cine. Who would I most want to keep? Cine. It goes in that order. Cine, Cree, Nonto, Rutter. Yeah, last minute deal for Ilia's chair, potentially. Potentially, you don't know. Although, to be fair, if we're being honest, there's been nothing credible on Ilia's chair at all. Really, coming from our side. A lot of fans have spoken about Ilia's chair, but there's been nothing there to say Leeds are interested in Ilia's chair. It's gone very quiet on him, to be fair. With any club. And he seems to be stuck at QPR, which he'll be fuming about. Surely. Ayo Tanaka, he did get an injury, but then he's good to go. But I don't know. I don't know what's happened, mate. I think Leeds United have looked elsewhere. For all we know, Greta Steinson or Nick Hammond might have said, yeah, look, let's have a look at this kid. And then all of a sudden, the Gruev stuff, maybe Daniel Farke's gone, well, actually, this is another option. They've had a look at it together and said, all right, okay, yeah, let's go Gruev. You don't know, do you? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It's all guesswork. But yeah, I'm not sure. It looks to me that Gruev and Tanaka playing a similar sort of role. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it looks to me, with the amount of news on Gruev, that we're further down the line with that one. So therefore more likely to get Gruev and not Tanaka. But we do need a specialist number 10. We need an extra body in midfield as well, just a centre midfielder, box to box, whichever you like, can play all bloody positions. I don't care. Just someone who's going to fill in there, because we're light. We're light. And if we're willing to listen to offers to JB, I'd probably throw Bate in that mix as well, although he's not mentioned. I think it's probably just because it's a given. We literally have no one in the centre of midfield. So that needs to be rectified. Yeah. You've then got the left-back spot. Looks like Luke Thomas could be on his way to Sheffield United. So we need to obviously be all over that. I don't want to see a right-back / left-back. Although Sam Byram did really well, I just think the team overall, as a unit, for balance, would look better with an actual left-back, a specialist left-back. Because if you think about it, this season, we've not played a game with a proper left-back. It's all been a right-back come left-back, a centre-back come left-back, not an actual out-and-out left-back. So I think it improves us. I can't wait to see Jed Spence on that right-hand side. I've been watching compilations this morning. My days. What about the Celtic lad, Rory D? Almost escaped my mind. Matt O'Reilly, yeah, a lot's been made of that. I don't know if whether that's going to be one Leeds United are going to be able to afford, or getting to come out. To be honest, I think the deals, we bid around about 5 million. It's going to take more than that, I think. So we'll have to wait and see. But what's good, it's exciting, right? It's exciting. And the thing is with Matt O'Reilly, as Jack said as well, he played with Russell Martin at MK Dons, and he tried to sign him at Swansea. So the fact that he'll have that money available, he probably might be able to convince him to go to Southampton, because they will have money, will Southampton. Let's have a look. Let's see what else has been said. Someone's... Oh, I thought he was some master negotiator, but in fact, he was just a poor man's Del Boy. They must have laughed their bollocks off when he left the room. Exactly, mate. Exactly. It's mad. It's mad. Could have had Lavia, I'm convinced. We could have had Lavia, I'm convinced. And instead, we ended up with Darko. And listen, everyone will say, just like they did with Cody, but not seen enough. Here we go. Everton forward Tom Cannon has expressed his wish to leave Everton this window in search of first-team football. I know there's some out there that wouldn't mind coming in even as a backup. I know we've got Joe Pirot, but also Tom Cannon can play off the right, can play off the left. Maybe something to consider. I understand how much Lavia was, mate, but we took 40 million for Calvin, so could have included him in that deal somewhere. Let's just have a look what else has been said on the old Twitter sphere. See if there's anything that I have missed, which I don't think there is. It's all going to be fast-paced over the next couple of hours. Okay, so I am going to leave it there. We will be back at 10 o'clock, okay? We'll be back at 10 o'clock, and it'll be myself, it will be Lockie, it will be Andrea, and it will be Joe as well. And we're going to be focusing on the players that are going to be exiting, just having a chat about where we see their careers going from here. And of course, be chatting about any further links, because that's the thing in the transfer deadline. It's getting closer. Every couple of hours, we're going to hear bits. Half an hour there for you. There's your latest updates. Gruev looks like he could be closer. Matt O'Reilly, I'm not too sure. Luke Thomas on his way to Sheffield United. Ayo Tanaka's gone really quiet, as has Joseph Paintsil, but nothing really more to add on that. So maybe we re-entertain it. Scally, I think Cini's staying at this point, just because they doesn't seem to be anyone coming in. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, Jack. It'll be 10 o'clock, not 9. Obviously, just leave this out for a bit because it's 6 o'clock now. So leave this out, and then 10 o'clock we'll be back live. So I'll see you on the other side. Thanks as always for watching. Please do continue to view the content. We are almost, and I mean like a touch away. Say a touch away, quite a few, but we're a little bit away from a million views in the month of August. If we could hit 1 million for the month of August, it'd be absolutely amazing. So please, the way you can help us do that, please smash a like on the video so it gets more views on it, pay your rent, and please subscribe as well, just so it gets pushed to other contributors and other viewers that are on YouTube as well. So make sure you pay your rent, like the stream, and hopefully we'll hit that 1 million views for the month of August. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you back here at 10 o'clock. Peace and love, man.